Okay, in this video, I'm just going to go over the syllabus with you, and then in the next video you watch, I will show you how to use Blackboard and how the course is set up. So this is mostly the information about the course. My name is Kristen. Here's my email. Just note if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, that means I didn't receive your email for whatever reason. Typically, I will respond within that 24-hour window. I'll try to even do that on weekends and holidays. Here's my Skype. I also have Zoom, which is just the contact information for that is just my email right there. Here's my office phone. Unless we have an arranged phone call, I mean, you can call me on that, but typically I'm not really good with my actual phone. Especially if you leave me a message. But if you do want to call me and talk, just let me know that you'll be calling so I can make sure I'm available. Office, if you will be on campus and you want to meet face-to-face, I'm upstairs in room 306. Here's my office hours. I have them listed, but if those times don't work for you and you want to have a call or something, just email me with a time, sometimes and days that work for you, and we can set something else up. Especially if you're working full-time and you can't talk until like weekends or evenings, we can figure that out too. I have no problem with that. Okay, course description, basically what we're going to do, this is a stats class, so we're going to learn a little bit about stats and see how they apply in making decisions. Things that we're going to talk about, how to collect your data, descriptive statistics, so how to find like the mean, the median, the range, things that you probably already know about. Also creating graphs and different visual displays of your data. We'll learn about probability. Probability is the foundation for inferential statistics. So basically when you have some type of sample that you collected and you compute some type of maybe average or something, and you want to see how well that represents the actual population or everybody, the foundation of that is probability. So there's a few chapters on probability. They are a little bit difficult, and while you're learning about the chapters, you might think, how am I ever going to use this? What's the application? But then once we get into the more advanced chapters on inferential statistics, right, estimation, hypothesis testing, it'll make sense what we learned about in probability, how it applies in these contexts. So that's what we'll learn. We'll also learn about correlation, regression. Regression is probably one of the most commonly used analytical tools in business. So we will introduce the topic, but we're only going to touch the surface of what you can do with a regression. We're going to use Excel in this course. I'll show you how to do all the problems by hand and then also by Excel. Obviously, once you get into the real world, if you're using these tools, I don't expect you to do the calculations by hand, so you'll learn how to do those in Excel. My preference is R, so if you want to learn that and you want to do the problems in R, you can do that as well. I don't really have a lot of videos for that, but I know how to do all the problems in Excel. So if it's something you want to do and you prefer that you want to learn R, just let me know and we can do that too. Here's the course objectives. You can read those. Class material. This is the book that we're going to be using. Here's a link to it, or you can just search for it and find it wherever you want. The bookstore has it. You can find it online. You only need the text material. You don't have to have any digital platform that they might sell you. So we don't do online tests or the quizzes with the book, so don't worry about getting that extra stuff that comes with it. I prefer if you have the latest edition, the 14th edition, just because I assign problems, and if they don't line up properly, you might be not doing the correct problems. I'd also like to point out that I have you do the problems. I don't necessarily grade them, but you should be doing them because the test is going to be very similar to those problems. So you want to make sure you're doing them, you understand them before you get to the test. I assign even number problems because the answers are given to you in the back of the textbook. So you can basically do them and then check your work to make sure you're on the right track. If you have problems getting the answers or anything like that to the even numbers, just let me know and I can share them with you. Also, once you buy the book, you should be able to get all of the files that come with it, like the data sets, because some problems I assign come with the data sets. So if you can't find those, just let me know and I can share those with you as well. Otherwise, the textbook looks like this. So this is an online platform that I have. So this is what the book looks like by Anderson Sweeney. and a bunch of other authors. So if you do use the online platform, I'm not sure if yours will exactly look like this, but this is basically what the textbook looks like. And then over here on the left, you know, if you want to do chapter 1, you can click on that, and then it has the different sections. And then at the end is where supplementary exercises. Some of the problems are there, but otherwise they are embedded within the text. So that's the textbook. Let me know if you have any problems with that or questions. If you want, you can share with your classmates. That's okay too. Blackboard, obviously, that's what we're going to be using for this course. I post everything to it. You can also download the Blackboard app for free. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use Blackboard for this course. Software, like I said, we're using Microsoft Excel. If your computer doesn't have it, you can get Office 365 for free as a student. Just go here and click here. For the problems, you also need an add-on, or an add-in as they call it in Excel, for data analysis. I do have a short video to show you how to get that. Don't worry, it's free. Course communication, like I said, the best way to contact me is via email. I also have Skype and Zoom. I have created videos for this course, and they're already on Blackboard. But if there's a topic that you are just not understanding, or you have a question, let me know. I can make new videos. Again, you just have to let me know. Otherwise, I don't know what you're thinking, and I can't figure out what you need to do well in this class. Expectations, you can kind of go through these on your own. But please just know that I'm here. If you need anything, just reach out to me. I'll give you the answers in terms of pointing you to the right direction on how to solve problems, or if it's a personal problem in life or whatever. If I don't have the answers, I can help you, point you in the right direction. I do have pretty strict rules and policies. I believe they set you up for success. If things are lax and I make exceptions, the problem with that is that it leaves other students maybe feeling left out or treated unfairly, and I don't want that. So if you say, oh, Kristen, can I have a little bit more time? And I say no, please don't take it personally. It's just that if I allow you other time and extra time, then, you know, other students who maybe didn't ask for that may not do as well otherwise, and it's just not fair. So I'm here really to give you the best education possible. I expect business professional behavior. We are at the School of Business. This is a graduate level course. So emails, report, everything should be business professional. Please use APA style for projects that you do. I do not accept late assignments. Everything's posted to Blackboard. If you miss an exam, there's no makeups. Let's see, if you don't complete your exam on time, I grade it as is. Those types of things. So please be aware of that. You can use your notes, books for course assignments. That includes exams, projects. However, I think that it's really important, especially for the exams, to prepare for them, study for them like you didn't have your notes. But then if you're going through the exam and you realize, oh, I'm not really sure about this, yeah, it's okay to look it up and just to verify. Please, though, make sure it's your own work. You should use citations if you do use material found outside of the class. Let's see. Though I do realize that, you know, you may be using other content and everything for the exams, but please realize that the final project is a presentation. It's a live conversation with me. We're going to have like a Zoom or a Skype call, and I'm going to ask you questions. So you are going to have to make sure you understand the material on your own. So it's just best to do the problems throughout the course, read the content, take the exams. That'll better prepare you for your final presentation. This all kind of just says that, you know, how to do well in the class. Again, reach out to me. If you're struggling, reach out to me, and I can try to help you. I expect high quality responses on all assignments because everything really is open book and open note. So your performance on these materials will be based on the quality of the response. Concise and accurate responses will receive higher grades than will long, rambling, inaccurate responses or short responses with no detail. So especially for the discussion board, be aware of that. And then just expectations for grades. Be proactive. Reach out to me. Late or missed assignments, I already said I don't take those. What is an excused absence? This is primarily really for your exams and presentations. You need some type of proof. And I know this sounds ridiculous. I hate asking for proof if something happens. But, you know, sometimes people unfortunately make up things and, oh, I was sick or I had this emergency, when really they just need more time. And then again, that's unfair to other students. So That's why I ask for documentation. Here's your weekly responsibilities. To do well in this course, you should be probably spending anywhere from 8 to 10 hours per week, depending on the chapter, how long it is, how difficult it is, and then also depending on your ability to learn the material. So this is just my general recommendations, just to give you an idea of how much work you should be putting in. So read the chapter. That should probably take you a couple hours. Complete the learning objectives. So each chapter has learning objectives. You can do those. So if it says, define this concept, you should write it out and make sure that you've done that. So use flashcards or make a review sheet to help you kind of study and learn the content. Complete the homework assignments, right? This will probably take you a good chunk of time, trying to make sure that you can actually complete problems based off of what you've learned. And then watch the videos to review and reinforce material and homework assignments another couple hours. These may vary, right? It might take you longer to watch the videos, less time to do the homework. Again, this is just maybe like a recommendation or an idea to give you an idea of what you should be doing each week. Okay, so how are you going to be graded? What are you doing? There's a pre-course survey. The deadline for this is at the end of the syllabus. It gives you a calendar. Here's a link. It basically just, I want to get to know you a little bit better. What are your skills, your goals? That helps me further fine-tune this course to make it best for you. Exams, there's going to be 3 exams during the semester. They're going to be anywhere from multiple choice, short answer questions, analytical problems. Probably give you problems just like you'll see in your homework where you have to analyze it, come to some type of conclusion, that sort of thing. I like to point out that I drop your lowest score. So basically your grade, your final grade will be 2 exams, not 3. So what this means is if you're happy at the end of the semester with your grade, you don't have to take the 3rd exam. So if you did really well in the first 2 exams and you just think if you take the 3rd one you're not going to do much better, then you can choose not to take it. So by not taking it you would receive a 0, which would be your lowest score, which would get dropped. So basically what you can do is some students choose to take all 3 exams, and then, if at the end of the semester the 3rd exam grade is higher than the other 2, it raises their grade. Otherwise, if you do the same or worse, it doesn't hurt your grades. So it's really up to you. The other thing is if you miss an exam or you cannot take one for whatever reason, or say you get really sick one week and you just bomb the exam, it's okay. You can just even take a 0 or a really bad score, and then that will be your worst grade that just gets dropped, and it doesn't really affect your grade at all. So basically I allow you some opportunity for if, like I said, an emergency comes up, or if you don't do well, or you think you understand the content and you take the exam and you realize, well, I didn't do as well as I could, right? It doesn't hold you back. I find this to be particularly true for the first exam. A lot of students feel like, oh, I knew the content, I felt prepared, and then they don't do as well. It can be very demotivational if you're going forward for the rest of the semester realizing you have a grade that's not what you want, and you feel like it's hard to recover from it, right? And this course, because I drop your lowest grade, you're able to move on from that. So if you don't do well in the first exam, you can just drop it and basically start fresh and learn from your mistakes. So there's that. There's no makeup exams or extensions. Please do not even ask. Again, it comes down to fairness. Learning objectives are listed at the beginning of the PowerPoints for each chapter. They kind of help you focus on what to study for as well as the problems. How are exams set up? They're available on Blackboard for 72 hours. Some are that's 3 days. Some are 4 days. Once you start the exam, you have 3 hours to complete it. You can log in and log out. Just please be sure to save your work. So I do this just to make sure that you have enough time to complete the exam, but also if something comes up and maybe your power goes off, or you have to run for a family emergency, you can just save what you have and then return to it at a later time. You can skip questions, you can go back to them. However, once you submit your final exam, you cannot make changes. If 3 hours has passed, your exam will automatically submit. The exam dates are in the course syllabus. So again, I'm trying to be fair and flexible because I know some of you have other responsibilities besides just this course. So I think that's pretty fair. Weekly discussions on Blackboard. My computer's dying. Because students often have questions, they find information outside of the class that's really interesting, I want you to be able to share that with each other. So if something's not making sense, you can post to Blackboard, a discussion board, and say, hey, I was really struggling to understand this concept. This is maybe the solution I got. It's not right. What am I doing wrong? Or if you found something in the news about statistics that you want to share, you can do that there. So to get full credit, you have to make one post and then respond to at least one post. So that ensures that not only are people posting, but they're responding and reading other people's posts. So you get 1 point per discussion board. Partial credit's not given, so you have to post and respond. Post or do it by the end of the day, 11:59 on Saturdays. You can see in the course schedule selection when these discussion boards start and stop. Also, there are 11 discussion boards. I only take your top 10 highest grades, so if you miss one or you don't receive full credit, you can still earn your 10 points. Please note that there are no discussion boards during exam week. I want you to focus on studying. But that doesn't mean that you can't post to the discussion board, especially if you have questions. One-on-one with me, so at least one time during the semester you have to have a one-on-one with me, whether it's face-to-face, a call, Skype, Zoom, whatever. I just want you to meet with me so I can get to know you again better. This could be just to getting to know each other. This could be, Kristen, I'm struggling with something. Can we go over this concept? Whatever it is, I think it just forms a little bit more of a stronger bond between us, so that you feel more a part of this class. You feel like you have a connection with me and you can reach out to me. Final project. At the end of the semester, I'm going to give you a big data set. You have some questions. You have to analyze it and basically make recommendations to the company on what you would recommend. You can do this individually or in a group. Some people say, oh, I just want to do this by myself. Other people are like, oh, I'd prefer to work with other people. It's up to you. Whatever you want, just let me know. So what you have to do for that, you're going to have an oral presentation where you present with me, sharing your screens on Skype or Zoom, so that I can see you, I can see your presentation. So you probably want to have a PowerPoint with that to show the analysis you've done, your conclusions, whatever else you want. And then your final report is a one-page executive summary that basically summarizes your main findings and recommendations. So a more detailed description of this is going to be up on Blackboard. Grading, here's grading before. Here, all you have to do is just add all your points together. So your pre-course survey is 5 points. Each exam is 25. Notice there's only 2 because remember I drop your lowest exam score. Weekly discussions, you get 10 of those, you get a point each. One-on-one with me is worth 10 points, and then your final project in total is worth 25 points each. Remember, just add your grades together. The grade on Blackboard probably isn't correct because sometimes, with I add extra points maybe if there's extra credit or something, and it adds them weirdly. So again, just to make sure you get your final grade correct, all you gotta do is just add your points together, and then your grade is divided by 100. Here's the letter grades, which you can get. Intellectual integrity, please don't cheat. Cite things, most importantly. Disability, if you have a disability, just go to the office. Technical support, internet, SUNY Help, all this information is listed here as well. Information on the bookstore. I have an open door policy, meaning come to me with anything. It doesn't have to be course related. It could be about your life, something you're going through. Just, hey, Kristen, I just want to catch up and tell you about my weekend. I love to hear all about your personal, well, that came out wrong, right? I just want to get to know you better is what I'm trying to say. And I want you to know that I'm here for you if you need anything. Syllabus changes, I'll let you know via Blackboard if there's changes. Otherwise, here at the end of the chapter is the course outline. So week 1, right, we're covering chapter 1, introduction, and then here's what's due. So your survey is due, right? Your pre-course survey is due by the end of the day on Saturday. One-on-one was Kristen's start, so if you want to have yours the first week, we can do that. Otherwise, I think you have up until the last day of class by noon to complete your one-on-one with me, and then the discussion board starts here on Monday. So for this week, you want to do your coursework, you have your discussion boards, and then for exam weeks, exams usually go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, in your intro survey, your pre-course survey, I give you opportunities to share with me about who you are, what you're doing. So if you realize that Friday, Saturday, Sundays aren't the best days, if other people feel the same way, I don't mind changing the exams around a little bit. Like if you want to have them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because I know sometimes weekends people are traveling. I thought that if people are working full-time, it might be easier that you have the weekends to kind of do your exams. But again, just let me know. Otherwise, I can't read your mind. Like I said, I have pretty strict rules, but I'm also a reasonable person. And if everyone agrees to it and it's what's better for everyone to do on the course, I don't mind making some changes. Regression is the last chapter we go over. This is when we have our last discussion board. Exam week, here we have the exam. You sign up for your oral presentations, one-on-one are due, your written reports due. So all this information is given here in the syllabus. So again, this is basically just a syllabus, introduction to the course, what to expect. Please go through that, read that again on your own, especially some of the things I skimmed over quickly. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me and let me know.